All right, Shalom. First of all, giving all praises, glory, and honor to YAHAWAH, by Hashem, YAHAWASHI, by Hashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Much love, peace, and blessing to all you hopeful brothers out there that's pushing this truth across the four corners of the globe. This the brother not by Ayashi, the Gym Master in the Annapolis camp. Come on another episode to get your mind right. Today we're going to be dealing with you are yet this day in captivity. See what I'm saying? Mainly talking to you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans because you think you're free and you're not. You know, now you heathens, you're just caught up in the crossfire. This war been going on since the beginning of time, since the beginning of Cain and Abel. Then it came back to Jacob and Esau when Jacob and Esau was fighting in the womb. See what I'm saying? Jacob is who? You Negroes, Latino, and Native Americans. Esau is who? You so-called white people or self-proclaimed white people. But here's a tidbit. Not all white people are Edomites. But if you come from the lineage of Esau or Edom, guess what? We're at war with you, physically and spiritually. But you other heathen nations, hey, you just casualties of war. You're caught up in the middle of the fight, man. And Esau is not going to stop until he tries to wipe off Israel, wipe us off the map, take us out of remembrance. You know what I'm saying? Like the scripture say that the name of Israel will be remembered no more on the earth. And that's Esau's biggest goal, is to wipe us out, to wipe out the Negroes, Latino, and Native Americans. But like I said, you heathens are just caught up in the war. Even though you had your help in furthering our affliction and held us in captivity also, but the main character is what? Jacob and Esau. See what I'm saying? So the people that's running this earth is known as what? Edomites or Amalekites, which is the top tribe or the top tribe in the nation of Edom, which are who? You fake Jews, you elite bankers, you Rothschild, whether you come under the name of Kennedy, Bush, Oppenheimer, whatever. All you Rothschilds, you're the ones that run this earth. You're the wicked. Like the scripture tell you, Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. You know what I'm saying? Whose real name is Bowers. You Rothschild's real name is Bauer, and we know this. You know what I'm saying? Through our diligent searches, starting off with the apostles and elders on down to his brothers, we know that your lineage really come from Bowers, which means servants. You know, so really you are servants, but yet you put in the American people's mind that you're the kings and you're the rulers because you stole everything. But back to the topic at hand, you people think you're free and you're not because you can't even gather more than two people inside of a store without mask on, all this social distancing, all this nonsense. You see what I'm saying? And then you can't even have family functions like you want to. Here it is, the weather's starting to crack, where it's starting to get warm, and you can't even have a cookout with your own family. Why? Because you're in captivity. Like I said, you heathens are just caught up in the middle of this war, you know? But you can't even have a family function. Why? Because of this so-called coronavirus, which is really keeping you in slavery. You got certain times you have to be in the house in some states. Some states, they're opening up businesses. Some states, they're not. Some states, they playing with the time. Okay, we're going to let you go May 1st. No, we're going to extend it to May 15th. You know, that shows you that what? You American people, your constitutional rights is gone. You're slaves under this government. You're slaves to who? Babylon. So we're going to start off with the first scripture. Amos 7:17. It said, therefore thus said the Lord, thy wife shall be a harlot in the city. Hey, and it's going to show, even right now in this coronavirus, even though a lot of you women are harlots and whores in these streets, especially Israelite women. A lot of y'all are whores. You've been with more than one man in your life. You know, but this coronavirus has really exposed a lot because even like right now, a lot of you women you women and men are at each other's throat because these women want to go out and have sex with other men like they were doing before. before all this coronavirus hit. Now you got to stay in the house and deal with your actual husband instead of being out there with your lover, your boo, your bae, your side piece. You know, the one that breaks your back in good like you want, instead of being faithful and loyal to your husband and trying to work out your marriage. That's why domestic battery is on an all-time high here in America, here in Babylon. Because it's partly due to what? You women want to go out here and be whores, be harlots. You want to have multiple rods in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? That's what you like doing. You like being set out by multiple men. What we used to call back in the day is you like for men to run a train on you so you can live out your whorish fantasy. But all that's been cut short. Why? Because you're in captivity. You're in slavery. You can't go nowhere now. So now you're mad at your husband. It ain't even his fault. But you mad at him anyway. Because you can't go out there and be with J Red and Glock and Tim Tim from 35th Street. You see what I'm saying? Back in Amos 7:17, therefore thus said the Lord, thy wife shall be a harlot in the city, and thy sons and thy daughters shall fall by the sword. That's right. That's why a lot of you Israelites are dying in the streets. Whether it's by gang violence, cop violence, which is another gang. See what I'm saying? A lot of y'all are falling by the sword. Meaning what? You're dying. You're being put to death. Whether it's by Esau, the so-called white man, whether it's by your own nation of Israelites, you Negroes, Latino, Native Americans, you falling by the sword. Whether it's car crashes, plane crashes, bus crashes, you falling off a ride at an amusement park, you're dying from being shocked by touching a faulty wire in an electrical socket. You know what I'm saying? You die of a house fire, trying to cook some pork chops and the grease get caught up on the stove and start a grease fire, and then you suffer 3rd and 4th degree burns to where now your body has to get skin grafts. You're falling by the sword. These are all part of the curses. It says, and thy land shall be divided by line. You see what Esau has done, divided up your land, divided up Gad and Issachar's land, and Judah, Benjamin, Levi, over here and where in America. That's why you have borders and boundaries. That's why you can't even go to another state right now. Because of what? This coronavirus. We're afraid it may spread. But what about tuberculosis? What about hepatitis? A, B, C, D, E, and F. All those are airborne diseases. Those are airborne plague, but don't nobody talk about that, though. See what I'm saying? But they want to talk about this imaginary coronavirus. It's all a form of what? Putting you people in fear to be what? Obedient to the government. You're being a perfect sheeple. It says, and thou shalt die in a polluted land. What is that polluted land? America. You see it's polluted right now. You see what I'm saying? The trash is hardly being picked up. Now when you do heavy trash pick day, you're going to have like 1 or 2 big items. That's it. See what I'm saying? It's polluted by what? False doctrine. False prophets. Magic mushrooms is the manna from heaven. Angels have sex. They have children. They got sperm. The earth is flat. Babylon is the Vatican City. There's no such thing as ICBM missiles. All this nonsense. The mark of the beast is a potato chip or an embargo or John 3:16 or sleeping with white women. All this nonsense. America's polluted with what? False gods. Buddha. Well, number 1 is Jesus Christ, love you, God. And start pop locking. See what I'm saying? The Lady Shiva. You see what I'm saying? Guadalupe. Santa Maria. Jesus Christos. You see what I'm saying? Scientology, Mormonism, Presbyterianism, Roman Catholicism, Jehovah's Witness, Baptist, Pentecostal, non-denominational, Seventh-day Adventist. All this nonsense, man. It said, in a polluted land, in Israel, which are you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Israel shall surely go into captivity forth of his land. So guess what? We're in captivity here in Babylon. You Negroes, Latino, Native Americans, you not free. Even your hours at your job then got cut. Why? Because you're in captivity. All this is a devised plan to what? Further putting you in slavery, which is ultimately going to lead to what? The mark of the beast, which is the RFID microchip. That's going to be the final piece of this wicked society's puzzle, of these wicked Edomites' plan, is to what? Really make you slave by branding you with what? This mark of the beast, the RFID microchip. I'm at the point where I'm willing to lose everything to guarantee me a seat on that chariot, man. Forget that mark of the beast, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't taking it. Lord willing, he keep the spirit on me not to take it. I'll lose everything for the kingdom of heaven. Because I know why. In the kingdom of heaven, I'm going to have a greater reward. See what I'm saying? Why would I want to risk destruction by taking a device that the Lord told me not to take just so I could eat for another hour? Man, forget that. I'd rather starve. I'd rather starve and die with honor and dignity and integrity instead of sell out and be destroyed. For what? Fool's gold. See what I'm saying? The next scripture is Amos 9:4. Amos 9:4 says, and though they go into captivity before their enemies. Who are our enemies? Number one, you Edomites. And the rest of you heathen nations. Even 2/3 of our own people are enemies to us right now. And though they go into captivity, see, captivity, that's another word for what? Slavery. As you see on this picture. You see what? Chains, handcuffs. When somebody lock you up, that means what? Your freedom has been taken away. Whether physically or mentally. Here in Babylon, it's both. Because it's showing it right now, even with this coronavirus, this COVID-19. Mentally and physically, you're in slavery all over again. Okay, we're going to let you kids go out and play for a little while, but you got to be back in the house before the street lights come on. That's basically what they're telling you people, man. It says, and though they go into captivity, this is Amos 9:4, and though they go into captivity before their enemies, thence will I command the sword, and it shall slay them, and I will set mine eyes upon them for evil and not for good. You see what I'm saying? Because why? You Negroes, Latino, and Native Americans, you transgress the law, statute, commandments of YAHAWASHI. That's why the Lord has even used this coronavirus scare to what? Slay a lot of you Negroes, Latino, Native Americans. Yeah, a lot of people is dying from this coronavirus, actually. Not from the disease itself, but when you go to the hospital, and let's say you're going because your finger been dislocated, or you got an eyelash in your eyeball that won't come out, guess what? 30 minutes later, you dead from coronavirus. They done put them swabs in your nose, which I think through the spirit actually releases a bacteria in your body, which breaks down your immune system where you are susceptible of dying. See what I'm saying? Because it's funny how people that's healthy go to the hospital and then later they get the coronavirus, then they die. Or even some people that go to the hospital, get the coronavirus and they beat it. And then the government is mad because you done beat the virus. So now they want to call you back to retest you again, and now you got it, now you're dead. So they put on your death certificate, coronavirus. Whether you got liver disease, kidney failure, heart disease, they're going to put coronavirus on your death certificate. This is all the anger of the Lord. That's why our people, of Yasha Allah, through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI, that's why a lot of you people are dying. 2/3 of Israel is dying here in America. Violence is on an all-time high. Scripture tell you in Matthew that the love of many shall wax cold. And you seeing that. It's getting worse and worse and worse and worse. It's not going to get better. It's going to get worse. Like the apostle said, it's going to get worse before it get worse. Everybody talking about they want things to go back to normal. Okay, well now what is normal? Normal will never be normal again. Normal will never be the same. Your normality now of life is walking around with a bodysuit on, with mask and gloves on. 90-degree weather, hot, burning it up, trying to dodge an imaginary disease because the government say so. That's going to be your norm now. Getting your temperature scanned at these stores and shopping malls and all this stuff. Getting you people conditioned for what? The mark of the beast. Getting your hand scanned or your forehead scanned. Remember the scripture say in a right hand or on your forehead. So the government is conditioning you sheeple. For what? The mark of the beast. That's why they're doing all these things, man. But only the men of the Lord is going to see it. Only the men of the Lord is going to tell you. Because the scripture tell you, Amos 3:7, he reveals his secrets unto his servants, what? The prophets. That's us. That's why we telling you. That's why we making these videos to warn you Negroes, Latino, Native American. If you heathens hear it, hey, so be it. If you take heed, hey, so be it. But it's mainly for you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, those that are of Israelite descent. No matter what your skin color look like, you could look like a purple African. You could look like a pie-faced Moabite or Ammonite. If your lineage goes back to Israel, you're an Israelite. You see what I'm saying? You could look like a Hawaiian or even a white man. If your lineage goes back to Israel, well, hey, this message is for you. Take heed and listen. Come back to your true power, your true nationality of being an Israelite. Verse 5, and the Lord God of hosts, YAHAWASHI, is he that toucheth the land, and it shall melt, and all that dwell therein shall mourn. And the land is basically melting now with these earthquakes, volcanoes. Ultimately, it's going to really melt with these thermonuclear missiles. That's how it's really going to melt, ultimately. But right now, it's kind of melting. Through what? Volcanoes, earthquakes, uprising of the people. This economy is crashing. You know what I'm saying? It says, and all that dwell therein shall mourn. And the people that is mourning here in Babylon. They're mourning here in America. Man, we can't go outside and do this and do that. We can't even go to the swimming pool. We can't go to the park. We can't go to the mall. These people are mourning. Hey, especially you Edomites or you so-called Edomites here in America, or you so-called white people which are Edomites, but some of y'all might not even be Edomites. Some of y'all might be Israelites. That's why a lot of y'all are sighing and crying. Hey, man, what about our constitutional rights? The freedom to gather, the freedom of religion, the right to bear arms. Hey, what about our civil liberties, man? We're sick and tired of this nonsense, Trump. But yeah, you people voted for him. See what I'm saying? I'll be damned if me and Beverly Ann can't go camping in our cabin out there in the woods. I'll be damned. That's how a lot of you American people feel, man. And it shall rise up wholly like a flood and shall be drowned as by the flood of Egypt. So guess what? The Lord is going to drown Babylon with what? Thermonuclear fire, man. See what I'm saying? Last scripture is going to be Baruch chapter 3, verse 8. Because you Negro, Latino, Native American, y'all still fail to realize that what? You're in slavery. You're in captivity. No matter how much you want to say that you're not, well, guess what you are? Because even the celebrities, guess what? In order for them to keep making their money, they got to do these little live shows, little comedy roasts of each other. Why? So they keep getting these paychecks from the eating. Hey, you $1 million celebrities, you better figure out something. You better get on there and do a live show between you and whoever and crack jokes on each other, make the people laugh. If you want to keep your money, that's why you seeing them doing this nonsense, man. They don't want to do this because they want to. No, they're doing this because they have to, man. They're being what? Controlled. Why? Because they're in captivity. This is Baruch 3 and 8. It said, behold, we are yet this day, what's today? Sunday, May the 3rd, in our captivity, meaning what? In our slavery, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments. Even though a lot of these companies have suspended late fees, you still got to make your payments. Even though you're not being put out your homes right now, I guarantee when they release this situation, see, this is all the device plan, because see, you people fail to realize you still got to pay your bills. Because if you don't, guess what? When they bring everything back to the so-called norm, guess what? It's time to pay the piper. It's time to pay that tab. You think your landlords ain't going to want that money? Hey, man, I need my money ASAP. I need my chips with dip ASAP. So if you behind in your rent 2 and 3 months, you better pay up or you're going to get evicted. Because the landlord and going to be like, hey, I've been struggling too, man. I need my money to catch up. Everybody going to be playing catch up when you should have been paying on doing this whole situation. Paying some money so you won't be so far behind. But instead, you people get this little $1,200 stimulus check and lost y'all mind. Oh, I ain't paying my bills. I'm good. I'm finna go out here and ball till I fall. Well, guess what? You done failed because there ain't nothing open. What you gonna spend your money on? More tissue? More hands? You can't even find hand sanitizer no more. You gotta make your own now. See what I'm saying? This American society has failed. And you people with it. It says, this back in Baruch 3 and 8, and to be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our power. So guess what? Because you departed from the Lord by not following his law, statute, commandments, guess what? You're subject to captivity. You're subject to payments. You're subject to a reproach and a curse. Why? Because you disobeyed the law, statute, commandments of YAHAWASHI. That's why you yet this day, Sunday, May the 3rd, in captivity. Because you're hard-headed, you're stiff-necked, you're impudent. See what I'm saying? You're a rebellious nation. See what I'm saying? You're a hypocritical nation. You say you love the Lord, but yet you don't put your actions toward the Lord. Now look at you suffering. You're miserable. Why? Because you're slaves here in America. See what I'm saying? The sooner you wake up and realize what's going on and come back to your nationality of being an Israelite, calling on the true name of YAHAWASHI, and not that false God, Jesus Christ, the better off you'll be. See what I'm saying? So with that, Abba, Shalom.